Guys, literally everybody says in life, you go to all these masterminds, you got to figure out your why. I know my why.
Yeah.
So this is the pursuit. This is special. Anybody who's following or watching this, whatever you're watching, as long as I'm alive, it's an endless pursuit. I know exactly where I'm going. And whoever is going to come with me, that's going to be great. It's going to be special. The people who come out and do it. And I'm not going to give up.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the On the Pursuit podcast. My name is Brendan Boyd, and on today's episode, I got somebody that's very true and dear to me. Actually, you know what I'm saying? So true and dear. In fact, I was in the car, man, and I drove 2 hours just to come see him because he's in the state of California.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to welcome somebody who is a master marketer. He helps businesses get their positioning right. He helps them get their marketing together. He's a master networker. He's somebody that's definitely... If you don't know Jeff, I don't know where you at, because everybody knows Jeff. You know what I'm saying? And Jeff and I met because of this right here. We met because of this charger, bro.
BB, charging, buddy.
So with that being said, I want to welcome all my guests today. Jeff, the entrepreneur, bro. Welcome to the podcast.
Dude, awesome, dude. Pleasure to be on. Thanks for driving all the way out in LA traffic.
Hey, bro, it was crazy.
To be here, man. So
I ain't even going to lie to you, man. So, bro, look, we met, would have been like 2 years ago now.
Yeah, maybe
about 2 years ago now. We met at a Driven. Was Driven 4?
Yeah, I think it was Driven 4. We were outside. Yeah. It was right when COVID was happening.
Right when COVID happened, yep.
Yeah.
Malibu?
It was Malibu. Beautiful Malibu, California.
And then you ran out of charge.
But I knew of you before then. We knew each other through Ed Milet's thing.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
But I didn't even recognize him. So yeah, I ran out of charge.
Oh yeah, I recognized him. I do recall.
Yeah.
You ran out of charge. I happen to have my charger with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I gave him charger and the battery pack.
Yeah.
Did you give it to somebody else too?
Yeah, everybody was there. Everybody was asking. So it's shall be given unto you. So I was like, if I had, I would give it too,
So what I noticed from Jeff, that was the first time that I actually had the opportunity. Let
me ask you a question. How did you know of me from there?
WFG.
Okay, yeah, but how? Was I allowed on the calls?
I think the very first time, and you can kind of collect the dots with this, but I think one of the very first times was I think it was the Make More Offers Challenge.
Okay, yeah.
Because you're very vocal.
Yeah.
So if anyone knows anything about Jeff is definitely somebody that's not shy about speaking up, asking questions, making his presence be known.
Yeah.
That's
how you learn.
That's how you learn. And that's also how your name and your brand becomes synonymous with some of the people that you actually want to connect with, right?
Right, yeah.
We're talking about Grant Cardone, we're talking about Ed Milet, Albert Preciado, Alex Hormozy, and Myron Golden, and it goes on. All these people know Jeff's name. And so we're going to talk about how can they know Jeff's name. And these are all people that you guys may know. And you guys may be aspiring to learn from or just may be in the same room with, but they know Jeff's name. Mm-hmm. So I think one of the first times that we actually came in each other's universe, I would say, was through Make More Offers, then Get Out Driven, and then WFG, right through financial services. Mm-hmm. But I think what was the common denominator there is that we're both entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. We both work in the marketing space, and we're both passionate about bringing transformation to our clients.
Yep. Yeah. Helping people when it really comes down to it. Yeah.
Yep. And I think that's something that I see you do on a daily. You're definitely one of the people that I see always over delivering with the value.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you always have to lead with value, then over deliver with the value. Because let's keep it real. Most people aren't going to take the free stuff and implement it anyway. Right?
Yeah. No, some of them have, but not most people. Yeah. Most people don't.
Yeah. So that's how we met. Mm-hmm. And then,
which shows you right there, brand awareness takes 3 touches.
Yeah, at least.
So one of the masterminds, Myron Gold, shout out to Make Money Offers Challenge, which I was on 2 different ones.
Yeah, and then, I did too.
Yeah, they're great. I mean, do it again if it is. Do whatever works for you. But and then the second was the Miliari group, and then the third was in person. So I still remember him coming out to me.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Hey, I know you," and I'm like, "Man, and this will happen tomorrow." There's gonna be people who, and if you do it right, and some of the things we'll talk about, they're gonna know who you are. And it's really good when they know who you are, because by getting brand awareness, which is really the first step in marketing, then that builds the trust, and then you can be able to really help people by them knowing.
100%. So like you said, the marketing science will tell you, 7 to 10 times on average. For us, it took 3 times.
Yeah.
And I think for us, it was 3 times because we're that level of understanding about connectivity.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if I see you twice, I'm like, yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? I don't need 6, 7 other run into.
Well, I'll share something that, at the end that you can do that will really shorten it down. 7-12 is true. You always want that.
Yeah.
But there's certain things that you can do that I've done that's really taken only 2 touches that just help bring someone into the fold and really just gotten whoever your ideal client is, get the help right away. So.
So I definitely want to make sure they get that drip and get that sauce. So we definitely have to make sure that we touch on that. So I won't forget to bring that back up. But for those that don't know you, for those that may know a little bit about you, break down a little bit like what you do and what kind of got you to where you are. Because I think it's an interesting story. You kind of always share it, which is important too, because about marketing, right? We talk about stories and story arcs and how that story needs to continue, because some people that share with you and follow you, they know the story, but so many people don't.
Right.
So leading with that story, getting more people to understand that allows them to trust you more, and you can actually start nurturing that client. So why don't you share a little bit of your story and talk about how you got from where you were to where you are?
Yeah, so I'll share a shorter version of it just for everything, but on the brand webinar that I always run or we do, I tell the full thing. It's on Amazon Prime. I tell the whole story there. I tell 3 stories on there. You can search My Dreams Keep Me Awake and find it there, but literally, when you're telling 2 stories, there's really 2 ways, either pain or pleasure, right? And pleasure's the status, the Lambos, the cars, all that stuff, right? It's easy to put that stuff out when everything's good, right? The pain is the part people don't want to talk about. We're going to talk about it a little bit today. I have being an entrepreneur, I wanted to pull back the curtains and show all the stuff. And I'm going to I'll tell you a little bit. There was a point where I felt like I was pretending to be more than I was because I felt like I couldn't show everything. And it wasn't until I leaned into that and fear's the direction. Either go forward or you can retreat from it. Like one of my mentors told me, really in a very simple format, telling your story, you're telling an old story to new people every day. And some people get mad at me, Brendan, they'll be like, man, you're always telling that same story about the coffee shop, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, guys, literally everybody says in life, you go to all these masterminds, you got to figure out your why. I know my why. So this is the pursuit. This is special. Anybody who's following or watching this, whatever you're watching, as long as I'm alive, it's an endless pursuit. I know exactly where I'm going. And whoever is going to come with me, that's going to be great. It's going to be special. The people who come out and do it. And I'm not going to give up. And what it is, I want to have in the honor of Starbucks, the biggest, just like this beautiful hotel we're at. Like this all started.
It is pretty fly. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys.
Dude, he hasn't even seen all the nice things. I didn't even take him all around. Dude, the way the valet guy came out, but this was in someone's imagination, right?
Of course.
And Myron Golden talks about this, right? The 4 levels. Imagination, communication. So you need to, when you have imagination, it takes money and mindset, right? And then the communication is the level communicating we are. You need the management in place, and then you need the people implementing it, right? It all comes in there. So my imagination is Kokomo J's. You go to kokomojays.com and see exactly, there's a coffee brand that sponsors us. And it's going to build, in the level of this, the biggest coffee shop music studio ever, depending on the market where we're at. And the reason where that came from was 5 years ago, I think now, my older brother, Jason, who literally loved, he was the cooler brother, always wanted to be like him. This is why sometimes the little brother vibe we have, is what I crave. I came here by myself, and my older brother, he sat down just like we're sitting down. He said, Jeff, you always been an entrepreneur. Help me build this business. I want to get my family back. I said, okay, Jay. And we wrote it down. And when I went to wake him up, we actually got in a fight. I'll actually show this. I don't even show this much. I don't think I've showed this in any interview like this. There was a girl here. It's always about a girl, right? In a story.
Always about a girl, bro.
Right? It always comes out in any movie and everything. So this girl, you know what Louis Vuitton is?
Yep.
So this girl Louis Vuitton. Let me see if I have it here. This is it. This girl right here, see?
Yeah.
She Louis Vuitton and Burberry, right? I didn't make Louis Vuitton Burberry money. And my brother and me got in a fight. And he compared her to his girl and said I had to knock someone out for her, and she's a gold digger, right? Nobody wants to hear about that girl you're dating, right?
Not at all.
So we get in a big fight. I go upset, angry at him, say some really hurtful stuff. My dad told me this. If you guys don't know anything, don't go to bed angry.
Don't go to bed angry.
I got out of bed. I went and shook his hand like this. And I said, hey, Jay, I'm sorry, man, blah, blah. And he said, hey, can you take me to get a haircut tomorrow? And I said, yeah, absolutely. And he said, hey, can I take Dad to buy a tux? Because my sister gave me. I said, yeah, absolutely. I went to bed. I woke up. True as told you, Brennan, I heard a chair fall, and I thought, I didn't even think anything of it. And I went out, and my brother was laying on the floor. And I feel like if I woke him up then, I've heard people didn't save him. I went back to bed. I don't even know why. And then I woke up later, and I said to Josh, and Jay slept in weird spots. It wasn't like uncommon for him to sleep on the floor. So me and my brother are getting ready, and I said to Josh, hey, I think I'm going to wake up Jay to get a haircut. And he said, well, let him sleep. I said, no, his neck's going to get stiff. And I flipped him over. He was lifeless as he could. And I went to give him CPR, and I was a lifeguard. And he didn't wake up. And after that happened, the same week, I was a teacher at Beaverville Middle School, and one of my students committed suicide, Michael. And I didn't want to live. I wanted to do every drug. Everybody who has had pain in their life or didn't feel anything, I had all those feelings. And the reason why I like Grant so much was because I went home to my dad. I'll tell this part of the story. There was a head teacher girl that I was kind of romantically involved with. HR said, you talk to her, we'll fire you. I said, fire me down. I don't care if I live. Those words will get you free 4 therapy lessons. The lady says, hey, you have ADD, OCD, go get medicated. I said, fine, made me up. Went to my dad. My dad never really like the best with money after my mom died without life insurance, but good with advice. Gave me the book, Power of Subconscious Mind. Great book.
Mm-hmm. Power of the Subconscious.
Yeah, but I didn't feel great. I was depressed. Showed me a video, a YouTube guy makes me laugh named Grant. The rest is history. I go home that day. I pray. I'm a Jesus guy. I pray God, I don't care if I wake up. I search Grant Cardone depression. He says of Oprah, which we know Oprah is. You know Oprah is. Did it, then you can do it. And I got out of bed, and that's when I wrote down, I will build the biggest coffee shop institute ever, called Kokomo J's. You don't give up in America. And then this is the inner drive to do it. And that's the journey of it. That's when everything started, and I really became Jeff the Entrepreneur.
So I think one thing, well, actually 2 things I want to bring up in our story. So this is really, I heard you tell this story a bunch of times.
Yeah.
But I think this is the first time I actually heard you tell the story in such detail where you actually went and actually you discovered that your brother passed.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Well, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
I can empathize with that a little bit because when my grandmother passed away, I remember that I was, she was suffering from like lung cancer.
Yeah.
She lost her speech, lost like her like a lot of weight, hair. Yeah. Was like really, really like, skinny. You almost see the bone definition. Yeah. And I was with her the night before. And, I was like, I was 16. I was so excited because tomorrow was like, I was going to get my driver's permit. Mm-hmm. And I was like, should I go get her? Should I just stay with you? She was like, no, go get it. So, but she couldn't really talk. It was more like she could, I can understand what she was saying. Yeah. So I went to get it. When I came back the next day to show the light, the permit, I was so excited. They was wheeling her body into the elevator when I was getting out. And then something told me like this, this is your grandma. And I kind of dashed to the room.
How old are you?
16. Oh, wow. And I dashed to the room. There was nobody in the room. Because that was her getting on the elevator, with the toe tag and everything. So I can empathize with that. Like you, obviously I didn't discover her, but I had that moment where like we our energies kind of passed, crossed. Yeah. And that's super traumatic for you to actually wake up, go to see your brother.
Yeah, I'll admit, part of the reason why I share my story all the time is I do it for me. Like people think I do it for them, and it winds up helping other people because I'd go crazy if I didn't, right?
100%. You can't hold on to that.
And my mom, I watched my mom pass away of cancer as well too. And like everybody, here's the thing: everybody's gonna die in life. Like the one thing we have right now is God-given grace of life, right? We have to enjoy it for the thing. Yeah, breath in our lungs. Yeah. There's people right now fighting for the same breath that we have, right? So, like, to see my mom pass away when I was young, same deal. My dog, it was on my birthday, which was the thing. And you ever seen the movie Rocky, the Rocky movies?
Yeah, of course.
The only time I saw it before then was when Mick passed away. He's an old guy. And Rocky, cries, right? And it just really kind of, sometimes, with every death, there's a new beginning. And I really feel like with me, learning how my older brother Jay was one of the best storytellers. So it's no accident that what I do basically for all these now business brands, but I was doing for personal brands for a while, was helping people tell their story.
Yeah,
you know, and really in a short way. I know I kind of did a convoluted way, but a lot of people, this is a podcast form, don't know when to really share it at the right time. You know, and sometimes like everything we've been through in life, you've been through, me, it's the whole, I think Tony Robbins or Ed Milet says, life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. If you really take that and believe that, you can go do great things, and you can really just impact and really change lives, which is what we're building, you know?
What's up, y'all? Did you know that you are one product away for your first or your next 5K, 10K, or 15K with a digital product, and the best way to sell that digital product is in a funnel? My name is Brendan Boyd, and a lot of you guys are rushing to sell your ebooks and your digital products on Amazon, receiving 60 to 70% less than what they're worth, getting no customer data, or worse, both. I invite you to join me on a one product away challenge, right? We're gonna give you the funnel. We're gonna give you the cover. We're gonna give you the upsell. We're gonna give you the workflows. We're gonna give you the sales copy and the power of the lead dragon software and the self-confidence to take your business to the next level. So I ask you, right? What are you waiting for? Click the link below. Join me on a one product away challenge. Let's go.
So that relationship during that time with your dad, like how did that shape you to contribute to you actually deciding like, you know what, I'm Jeff the entrepreneur now? Because before that, the mindset wasn't really there.
Yeah, so it's funny. My brother, Josh Lewis Gross, follow him. He's great. He's blowing up on TikTok with leadership, making leadership go viral.
We'll leave his information down.
Yeah, Josh is great. I wouldn't be where I am without Josh because he put up with me back in the day. I've always had entrepreneurial stuff where I wanted to play quarterback. People told me I couldn't play quarterback, and I ignored them, and I did it like the whole, it doesn't matter what people say.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my thing. Yeah,
right. Yeah. Uh-huh. But my brother, I was very arrogant, and my brother teaches something called the hierarchy of human development: insecure, arrogant, competent, confident leader. Okay, and he trains people on it. It's in this course, Mastery Management. I was arrogant, and arrogant people believe they don't need to grow. And we've all seen people that, right?
That's true, yeah.
And you can get results if you do that. And I used to do that through my 20s. My brother was reading a lot of Tony Robbins stuff and mindset and studying the mind. And I thought, yeah, I don't need that. Okay. And I always thought that. It wasn't until, the time having my brother and I got into the grant stuff and just got into all and started reading books, that I realized, okay, you know what? I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to document the journey because of me building this. And I'm going to be Jeff the Entrepreneur. I was actually coaching a guy, a fitness guy. I say it in the grant video. His name is Juan Ortiz. And I said, Juan, you should change your name to Juan Fitness. And you could do like the Juan Fitness just because people know you right now. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows Juan Ortiz. I know that's especially like nobody knows. Now people know Jeff J. Cunningham. Like it's funny that people look me up and be like, they've looked up my name, because they've heard Jeff the Entrepreneur. Well, who is this really guy? It keeps the mystery. Yeah. So eventually we're going to go through a new rebrand and do Jeff J. Cunningham and kind of really go away from that.
Jeff the Entrepreneur is fly.
Yeah, we probably won't keep it I'm going to keep that until I beat out Jeff Bezos for the richest man on earth. Right?
I like that.
As long as we do that, we'll be all right. Because everybody says, "What's your name again?" I said, "Well, Jeff Bezos. Think better than Jeff Bezos. Jeff the Entrepreneur, right?" Yeah. And they're like, "Okay, all right," and that's how they remember it, right? But yeah, that's what I did. There's a video of me on YouTube in the front of a camera like this with a backwards hat. Because I didn't want to get a haircut for my brother because I woke with haircut, so I wouldn't cut my hair a lot. So I wear a backwards hat. Plus, I want to be a coder and a software guy. Yeah. And I put a backwards hat on and I just recorded, hey, this is the journey I'm going to follow it. And then it was after I coached that guy, he said, well, you're JJ Crash 7 or whatever it was. And then I realized, oh, yeah, no, I should change it. So I was like, what should I change it to? And that's when I said, well, I'm always going to be an entrepreneur. Like I felt like as soon as someone said, well, you're an entrepreneur. I had this guy, Doug Zumbach, at New Cannon's Coffee when I was studying how to build the coffee. Because I was going to build the coffee shop first. I was going to take all my money and just build one coffee shop. And then I realized I knew nothing about business. I knew nothing about marketing. I can build a coffee shop, but if nobody knows about it, it's fine. So I felt, let me build up a huge brand. Let me get really good at marketing. And that way when I build the coffee shop, boom, everybody will come to it, right?
Yeah.
So that's the inner drive. And then the Zig Ziglar quote, you can help enough people get where you want. If you can help enough people get where they want, you'll get where you want. Yeah. Now I help other people build out the brand story, the message, look over copy, funnels. Like I became a marketing consultant where I sit on calls. It's crazy, dude. I sit on calls with people that they hired and I tell them, yeah, no, that they're not doing it right. In a nice way, It's crazy.
Yo, so... Man, I think that's definitely one of the reasons why I resonate with you. Yeah. I think even before when we first met, not really knowing everything that you did, I just think it was just there's a lot of like synergy. You know what I'm saying? Because you're talking about the marketing, right? Marketing is important. A lot of people think that what they do is the work, but marketing is the work. What they do is their genius. That's what's easy for them to do. Right. Like if you're baking cookies, you don't got to work to bake cookies. You can bake cookies blindfolded, right? Yeah. So the marketing or showing up consistency or putting up the brand messaging, cultivating our audience, making sure you're baking cookies for the correct client avatar. A lot of people think they're baking cookies for everybody, right? Yeah. And then that marketing messaging, that brand story, helping people with that, you're able to really cut through and build that solid client base, man. So talk about how important that is and why based on your experience, why does that seem like it's such a struggle for entrepreneurs, small business owners to understand these basic fundamentals that will really propel and grow their business? Why is it such a hurdle?
Well, because I think every entrepreneur, and this is true, and it was hard for me too, and it still is. You still fight it because you want to help everybody, and as an entrepreneur, you want to have a product for everybody, right? Like the company All World Communications that we're doing consulting for, they don't offer so many services. I was just showing you the thing we're building for them, right? They do Wi-Fi, they do phones, they do everything, right? And that's cool because just like AT&T does a lot of stuff, right? But you got to focus on one thing because if you focus on everything, people are going to get overwhelmed. Okay. Yeah. So you got to get really clear and concise. Clear is better than clever on a call to action and clear on your avatar. You're speaking to the psychographics, the mindset of the person you're trying to reach. I remember talking to my dad once because my dad had to send something back to Amazon and he had to go get a packaging label or UPS. And so then I created an ad just for it that if they could send something to his house, where would it be? And I talked right to what his struggle was, his pain point. My dad said, "Oh, they have that?" And I said, "No, but see how I did the ad there?" Yeah. And then, because he never got what I did for a while. So now my dad, I brought him on, and now he's getting good at it. I went and watch all the Hormozy videos and everything too. So part of Change the Lives. Yeah, it's awesome. So it's really good because then I run stuff by him because here's the thing. For a while, I built up my brand as just an influencer. I just want to become an influencer. I want to be a paid influencer. And I still do, man. I love that. I love the fact that I get paid for shout outs. People send me this. I love stuff like that. Now I've been more exclusive before I do like shout outs for everybody on who I work with. Of course. As your brand equity gets bigger. But you want to be really clear on that because when you're doing it that way, you're serving no one if you think you're serving everyone. And really just, you probably have it in probably your course or I have it in my course. You want to have like something and you just take time to do it, to write out the name, the hair color, their interests, their pain points. And a lot of times, whoever your client is right now, and this is true, is the person that you were struggling back in the time. 100%. You were speaking to every time. 100%. It cuts all the garbage out. 100%. Because that's who you want to help the most, right? 100%. Yes. So, 100%. Right? All right. So there we go. Solve that.
So, okay. You sit with a client, you sit with a business, small business, whatever. You're able to get their client avatar clear and concise. You're able to help them with their brand messaging. What happens at that point? Because a lot of them don't have a client base. So then what do they do to get consumers? Yeah. How do they build leads out? How do they build a community? They're clear on their messaging now, which they didn't have before. Right. A lot of them are relying on word of mouth, right? And referrals. Right. They're not really reaching out to them. They're just kind of waiting for the business to come through. So once you have your messaging straight, and then once you have your client avatar straight, what are you doing to build an audience?
So one thing that's great of working with just so many minds around me, and with Caesar and George and just anybody with Changing Lives Consulting, what we'll do is we'll build up their brand messaging. I'll focus on that part. And then I'll connect them to that. And basically, it's very simple. You want to take the best, most valuable thing you have, and you want to give it away for free. Or if you're a business, you want to give an offer. So we were talking before about Alex Hormozy, $100 million offers. Yeah. Everything in life is offers. Yes. Right? Like me buying this hotel room, that whatever, the $400 with ocean view and everything was an offer. They have different offers there. Everything's bought with an offer. So you have to look at your offer, what it is, and refine it. And then really, it's very simple. And this is the thing I was sharing before. The way to get people with a trust thing is to build up a literally 30 to 90 second video with emotion, value, and a subtle call to action, the psychographics. Have a qualifying question, send the video out, and then here's the thing. Nobody wants to opt into anything, okay? That's the biggest thing. You want to make it as easy and frictionless for your consumer. And the great thing with personal branding, which I've done for a while, people give me their name, telephone, email every single time, right? Like if you're in a DM on Instagram or on LinkedIn, connected, shout out to those guys who
we've done a lot of work with.
I'm actually gonna link up with Cody probably next week.
Cody Harvey? Yeah, he's good. Shout out to Cody, man. Let him know, man.
Cody's a great dude. Cody, shout out to you, bro.
Yeah, dude, Cody's good, man. By the way, if nobody knows them, they built a monster house, LinkedIn Connected. Actually, Devin, do you know who Devin is?
I know Devin,
They flew me out. That was one of the companies that first flew me out. I partnered with, do you know Danny Wax? So he was like their CMO. He built his own marketing thing. We were going to go business together. But I sat with him. Devin brought me with him, and two marketing minds went over, and we went over all the scripts together. And he's like, dude, and we just started geeking out. And that was when I really realized, man, because this kid was like getting paid a ton of money, did a whole bunch of stuff. And I realized, I actually got an knack for this. I'm actually really good at this, And if people paying for my flight and flying me out didn't do me much, it was when I was working with a kid who was then asking me questions. And I revered him like he's one of their high CMO guys. So I'm like, I think I'm onto something.
Affirms you at
that just point. Affirms kind of where you're at. And so that's you want to do the video questions, just do it. You can send people to a lead option page, okay, like a ClickFunnels. Everybody thinks they need a funnel right away. You don't, okay, especially with social media. But here's the thing. I have on my car, not here, I wish I had it here because they parked my Mustang convertible out the front. I had Inspire Others Always, just what's on my brand, and My Dreams Keep Me Awake stickers on my car. That is also brand awareness. Yeah. People have seen that, and they've asked me questions, and I've gotten their number right there,
Yeah, well, what I was going to say to you, because you mentioned like everybody wants a ClickFunnels, the thing is, the software isn't necessarily a funnel. A funnel is just a process. So you can
everything's a funnel. You go to a car, you go to a car deallership, you buy the funnel. Once they get you the financing, the leather package, everything, that's their funnel,
yeah, that's
right?
Their funnel. That's
so
their
that's understanding the funnel process.
Yep.
ClickFunnels made it popular, lead pages, all that, and that's all good. You want to put the process on there, but a lot of times people don't want to be sold to; they want to buy, right? So you want to show that they're buying, and I have a lot.
And they already want to buy. That's the thing. Yeah, you guys have to realize that. Your consumers want to buy. They want to spend, right? So you just have to make it easy for you, like you said, frictionless, and then allow them to spend with you,
right?
Because if they're not going to spend with you, they're going to spend their money with someone else. Right, they want to spend the money.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So you don't want to make it hard. So like if you got some cookies, you got some baked goods, you can either make it easy for them to buy your cookies or make it difficult, and they're going to spend that money on someone else's cookies because they're in the market for cookies anyway.
Especially in this generation right now, you want everything quick and fast as well as it can, especially now with TikTok. That's why I started being on TikTok now because they're the league-leading search engine more than Google right now. You can look it up. They're them and more than YouTube was the first video search one, and they actually beat out searches. And Facebook took a dip just recently and everything in their stocks. Because everybody's going to TikTok. You can search how to change your flat tire on TikTok and find
TikTok
videos
has a
right
search
away.
engine.
Yeah, they have a search engine now. So people aren't on it. I say, and this is the secret to TikTok. You want to do a 7-second video, okay? Which is basically going to put a question, same thing, with an answer behind it. You can go in viral trends. They're things. This is all inside my course, but you can do in viral trends songs. You can actually lower the song where it's not playing if you just want to do a talking. And then you want to have a call to action in your LinkedIn profile. And it's great because if you have a YouTube channel you're trying to grow, my brother got to over 1,000 subscribers, which is at a hard part, just by blowing up on TikTok.
So what do you say for people that are like, man, like Instagram, TikTok is for kids. I don't want to be on TikTok.
Yeah, so
that's a hurdle that I'm hearing a lot of entrepreneurs say too.
Yeah, so you just got to look at the numbers. Life's the numbers game. Blood pressure, hotel room, camera, right? What's the number cost? So in marketing, everything's numbers. And right now, TikTok with the number of downloads, I can show you. I'll show it in one of my. We're gonna do like a teaching event where I actually show the numbers. It's crushing everything because Instagram is. Silencing the voice on freedom and stuff, people feel like they're not doing it as much with TikTok. So that's a big reason why they've put out. And yeah, you can basically search location. You can tag in if we're in California, LA, and it has location stuff. Instagram's actually dying. They're actually really hurting right now. I love Instagram personally, but they're not. That's why they're switched everything from photos to videos. They want to reward reels. They're trying to catch up to TikTok. That's what the whole metaverse panic thing, which is just crazy, man. Have you been in the metaverse at all?
I've been in a little bit. I've been in the Central Land.
Dude, so it's crazy. What is it? EXP has a whole of the lounge in there. I've been, there's so much crazy stuff that's going on with there. So as our consulting firm with Change Lives Consulting, we now have guys who are experts who are in the metaverse. Because if that's the thing now, that might be the next thing to market, right?
You gotta be in there.
Ahmad, my business partner who I built software with, he bought like $22K worth of land in metaverse that Facebook may or may not buy out. I do think it's all crazy. I like the real world. But I gotta know what's
Web3 is next, so you gotta know what's going on.
Yeah, Web3, all that stuff,
So for the the starter entrepreneurs, or maybe entrepreneurs that have been kind of like moving for a couple years, that still aren't really clear on like this marketing thing. Break down a play, maybe 4 or 5 steps to get their marketing straight. You know what I'm saying? For you right now on the pod. Like if anyone's paying attention, what are like 4 or 5 things that they can use right now to be in a better position as far as position for marketing?
Yeah, so I'll give 3 things. And really it comes down to this. When we're talking about the old story to new people, you know, there's a thing Dean Graziosi did or something, the 7 whys, right? And it's know your why at the end, right? So like you guys heard right now, you know my why. Sometimes you don't even know your why. Like that's the thing that they say the best day you're born and the next day you figure out why, right? Some people are just walking around. Until then, you join someone else's journey that has a passionate why. This is why people go out and protest on signs, because they're getting passionate about something, right? It makes them feel a part of something, a community, right? So really just get very clear on your mission statement in life, what you want anybody to know around you about you. Because we all have an identity, you have mine. Mine is that I want people to be inspired. I get fulfilled when people say, man, Jeff, your story is inspiring. Man, you inspire me, right? Because that's my mission statement. That's my calling for life, is to inspire people all the time. Yeah, help people make money, help people market, help people a brand. But literally what God's called me to do is really just inspire people and use my voice to do that. And I know that, right? So by doing that, I'm not afraid to come to these events. I'm not afraid to ask the questions, right? Now I need to put it out there, right? I need to show where I'm at. So get your mission statement clear, okay, on that thing, your mission and vision statement for it. And it can be 3 words. It doesn't have to be a thing. It could be just a simple phrase that you identify with, right? And then maybe put it on a hoodie, right? Just like you have millionaire mindset, right? Put something on a hoodie. And you don't have to do it and think everybody wants to sell it. Do it for yourself so you can brand yourself out right away. Because then you'll have community. Because we're all buying Polo and Louis Vuitton. If you're a true entrepreneur starting, you have to have a brand and wear your brand and put a sticker out there, right? That's a true entrepreneur. And then just like he's giving out, he's like, hey, we'll get you the brand. You give it out to people, right? Like anybody who buys at the webinar who takes advantage of the offer, we send out a free hoodie to everybody. Ken Jocelyn did an event. Do you know Ken Jocelyn?
Yeah.
So he did an event. John C. Maxwell, everybody who's going to be here, were there. And people wearing my hoodies at the event. So people were DMing me. This is why brand works. They're like, Jeff, you're at the event. And I'm sitting working on my course, filling it in, right? And I'm just like, no, I'm not even there. So it actually like works there. So I think the first thing would get clear on your vision statement, your why, right? For it, because that, and then the second thing would be get a brand on there, figure out where your brand is, and then the third thing would be record a short video on telling exactly selling that vision, and then just get it out to as many people you can. Use an ad form. Use Alex Hormozi talks about the 100. Either spend $100 away in ad spend, or send out 100 messages a day to catch people.
Hey, yo, the world is changing. The way we consume information is changing. We don't watch TV or listen to radio. We consume podcasts. That's why podcasting is so very, very important. However, the average podcaster have no idea how to monetize their show. They operate in podcasts as a side hustle or even as a hobby. That's why I put together a powerful training to teach them 4 secrets on how to generate 6 to 7 figures with your podcast. So what you want to do right now is click that link below, head over to podcasterprofits.live, and I'll see you in the session. Let's go.
So that's what I was going to ask you. Where are they sending their messages? So just to recap, you can do the ad spin. You can do the DMs.
Yeah.
Where else would they put the video?
So video, if you're doing video marketing, right? Depending on your budget, right? If you have a budget, man, buy a TV spot. TV still works, right? Do it that way. Like the great thing about our phones, this is a TV network you have right in here, right?
You guys should see what's going on.
Whatever your favorite platform is, right? And this is why it comes in clear, right? So wherever your avatar is hanging out, maybe you're in businesses, you got to go on LinkedIn more, right? Because your businesses, that's where your avatar. You got to know where people are hanging out, right? They're all different people in different places. But you've read the book Blue Ocean Strategy?
Yep.
So that same thing.
I read that a few times.
Yeah, it's a great book. If you haven't read that book, read that book, because you want to find your client base where they're at. So eventually you want to be everywhere, but where you're starting, you said where starting entrepreneur is, you want to stay, you can either do 2 things. You stay in your comfort zone where you're at. Let's say you're just on TikTok and you can do it on TikTok, right? Let's say you're blowing up on TikTok. But if your audience isn't there, you want to move to where your audience is. You know, it's not nothing harder than that. And then great thing with advertising, there's actually a new thing, Caesar, AI advertising is totally brand new. This is kind of the software that I invested in back in the day with Ahmad, where I used to scrape and spider everything. It was kind of not approved by everything. I wasn't a Facebook partner back then. Spent thousands of dollars to build this thing. Learned a lot. That's how I know so much about marketing and everything, by doing it, by actually being in the trenches, right?
You gotta be in the trenches every day.
And it wasn't a loss. It was always a lesson. And now I help businesses or personal brands save $1,000 by not making the mistakes I make. And everybody, as always, like had pretty big wins around me. So it's actually a blessing. The biggest one's going to be what I just came to LA from, you know, which is a lot of work, man. It's a lot, but
so
it's fun.
The trajectory of your brand, let's talk about that for a little bit, man. So you started your journey, like you told us, you know, after your brother passed. But from where you started to what you're doing now, how did you get to that point? Because I think what you're doing now is completely different as far as the direction that you're going in. Yeah. So and how you're helping these businesses now.
Yeah. So yeah, 100%. And like, I still like how I personally like helping. So this is a big thing you're watching in life. I like helping the struggle entrepreneur who has a hard time making money online. And I had one of the multimillionaire guys say, hey man, why are you helping these broke people? Because I used to be that person, right? So that's what I like helping. And then they're like, but your skill, you can help out billionaires. I was at Beverly Hills, this guy Roger, this guy Tom Gore, who is worth 5.7, that John Legere, you know John Legere, the CEO of T-Mobile, who bought me a MacBook Pro. And really, what happened, credit to Tim's story, he spoke over me one day, and sometimes before you believe before you believe in yourself, you need other people to believe in you. 100%. And Hormozi talks about this, there's 3 levels, right? It's skills, beliefs, and I forget the third one, man. I'm gonna get killed by him. But he talks about you always grow. Do you know what they are?
Nah, I forget.
But it's basically so you're always leveling up your skills. Yep. Oh, character traits, right? Character traits. So what you do, and beliefs, right?
Well, belief is everything.
Belief is everything. It's everything. What happened? The only thing that happened was belief. I started believing. Oh no, I can help businesses like this. Like, hey, Grant's great, right? Albert's great and everything. I believe in myself. I believe what I do is valuable. I don't care if it's Rob Luna or Alpha Slice or any of these guys. I know what I know can help them, right? So I'm going to go out there with this confidence and really just put it out there. When you do that and you really just want to help people, it really comes in. And yeah, Tim Story spoke over me and said, hey man, you're going to do really, really well. I started believing that. And yeah, man, it really, even now I'm sitting with Brian Murdoch, and he even now, because he's a multimillionaire, right? He looks at me and is like, man, you got to change. Same thing I'll say to my dad. Hey, Dad, you don't talk like that, blah, blah, blah. He does that to me, right? And it's cool to be around people like this, right? Oh, I was going to read out the affirmation. Maybe I'll read it later on. There's an affirmation that's phenomenal. I'll send it to you that he gave me.
So how often
and it
you
changed
reading
beliefs. Every morning. My brother reads it more than me. So, and you should read it then. Actually, every time I open one of these, I didn't do it now, I visualize my reality board, which is the best thing to ever do. You make 9 images, right? Did you ever see this? I don't know, because I
have
think
my own, but I don't know that.
So it's very simple. Anybody, if you're not doing anything today, you don't know where you're at, do this. Take 9 images, 2 things you overcame in life. Like I have me starting quarterback and playing quarterback, which I never even played quarterback in high school. And then me speaking on Amazon Prime stage, right? Yeah. Those are 2 things that I like, no matter how I'm like, man, I did that. And then 3 things, I want to pay off my dad's house this year, or at least have him on payroll so he can pay it off. His 63, it's going through foreclosure right now again, which seems like the same sad story all the time. I grew here, invested. I probably could have bought his house many times if I tried, but I was always trying to build my own thing. Yeah. And now it's the thing. And then studio, kind of like how I have Grant on the background, his studio. And it's crazy that I did this. I did an Instagram Live with this guy, Brian. I didn't want to do it. I was like, oh, this guy just wants some free advice. Why are we getting on here again? This guy, how many followers does he have, right? All the stuff, right? Yeah. We look at, right? Thing. Yeah. I jump onto it. I already did a live with him. I'm like, why does he want to do another live with him, right? He's a blue collar guy, great guy, Brian Dodd's his name. He comes on. I show him my reality board, that part of it, right? And he goes, man, I built that studio. And he lives in Florida. He goes, when you get down in Florida, I'm going to help you build that studio. And I felt like so like little. And that's the part of like putting vision boards, right? You always hear that. Yep. And then the other part is having a beachfront property, just very similar like where we're at here, and be working outside of it down in Florida. So I have that. And then knowing the numbers, $3,500 for that, $180K to build 100%. This studio, right? Yep. And then just do the math. How many offers do you have to make to do that? Yep. And then what do you think I have on the 3 to 5 year goal, right? I have Kokomo J's. I have a better car, which we might have to get pretty soon, man.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta bless yourself with a better car, or even surroundings to just be in that, because that will level you up.
Dude, this was a big thing. So I'm getting an Apple Watch was a big thing for me. Yeah. That I treated myself. Self-love's huge. I was always like trying to save other people. People pay me, quite $5,000 for a call. You almost feel guilty at a time if they don't win, right? You know it as being like the coach and everything, and the consultant. You want to help people, right? So I would give money away on Clubhouse and everything. My accountant girl, Donna, was like, you gotta stop giving out money. So someone said, you gotta treat yourself. I treated myself to Apple Watch, and then I bought one for my brother. It was actually on the show. And it was that, and I got the iPhone 13 now, so I don't have to lug around the big YouTube camera. That camera's phenomenal, you know? Yeah. So those are two things. The next thing's gonna be the car. I don't even know what type of car I should get.
I mean, I got a Tesla, bro, and I'm gonna tell you, it's like nothing else.
I test drove one.
I'm not going back to a gas situation.
I test drove it.
I mean, I do with a Lambo. I'm gonna just put that out there. Yeah. But other than that,
have you ever ridden or test driven a Lambo yet?
Just Ferraris, not.
Yeah, neither. I want to know. Once I do it, once I test drive one.
But that's what I'm going to do. Is like, even how I got the Tesla, what I did was I went to Tesla. They let you take the car out. Took the car out for an hour. I brought my cameraman with me. I had him make a video of me driving the car.
Yeah.
Edited that video. Put that video on my website. Posted that video on Instagram. Took pictures of the Tesla. Put it on my wall. So then when I went to actually get the car, I put my $100 down. It's $250 now, but I put my $100 down. And I just put it into motion. So I had the video going.
Right.
I had the vision board going.
Yeah.
I put the $100 down. So I started the process.
Yeah.
So when I did that, I didn't know how I was going to actually get the car when it was ready. Right. Because they call you at the time it was like 6 months. I eventually ended up getting it in 9 months. But when they called me, it was like the car's ready. I was ready. Yeah. Like everything that I needed was ready. I put those things in motion. So
I might get a Tesla, man. I'm
going to do the same thing with the Lambo.
When I was out in for the Amazon Prime thing, when we went out for that, me and my brother did it. I went to the Tesla thing. They test drive it, dude. Literally, I'm driving. The roof, the hood, because of how the hood is, pops open. I don't know how to close it. So I'm like, I'm going to break this Tesla. I drive it home. My brother who can fix everything. I drive it back to the hotel room. Actually, G Money, I don't know if you met her. Yeah. I'm driving up in the Tesla. She comes up to me. I'm in the X model. She comes up to me. Just tell me what you do and how you do it. And there's something Albert's onto it. I'm really not a huge car guy, but you are right. That's what you need. Although, man, you ever drive a Mustang convertible?
No, but you love those.
Dude, every time.
Every event that we seen you
from. They're always, dude, they give it to me
when we did the give back. We did the give back, and then one of the WFG events. Yeah. You always in one.
Dude, and it's funny because I told my brother it's got to be great.
Convertibles are crazy, though. They give you a whole nother look.
Yeah, dude, I love them. Yeah. And I've never been in like a BMW convertible. So I think because I'm going to be in Florida or one of these sunshine states, maybe California, who knows? I know a lot of people trying to recruit me to come out here, but man, you gotta change the tax roll or run for governor or something here to get Jeff the entrepreneur there. But yeah, dude, I love them, man. So I'm like, you know what, maybe I'll buy this. I actually just made, just what you said, I made the console, because what I like about it, Lambos look cool from the outside. The inside, maybe I'll take you for a ride or something too. The inside of it is so roomy, and it just feels like nice. It hasn't gotten old yet. Yeah. And I'm waiting for it to get old. Like every time I take down the top, man, it's just cool, man. I just love it.
Sometimes, like I said, like when I got a Tesla Y Performance, but when I'm in it, it makes you feel different.
Yeah, dude.
And then when you go do what you do,
which is environment. That's what's
what
huge.
I'm saying.
Yeah, so it's huge on environment. Like this is why, like I love Connecticut, I love it all, but it's not the environment. Yeah, when I come out here, I wake up at 4 a.m.
Same.
I have no problem doing it, right?
None.
When I'm back, and no offense to anything on the East Coast, and I love everybody there, but Connecticut, the taxes suck and anything there too. So like, you gotta get, that's why I was telling my dad, I gotta leave, I gotta go. The people are like, Jeff, you go to all these events. It's like, cause I get more done. This is where I've gotten business clients.
Yeah.
This is like, everything that I've had, like Jeff, like we're getting flown out to a solar company, another guy who was, the thing, basically doing the same thing for businesses. Yeah. These huge companies. We're doing it for Greg Bowden, and dude, it's. But I love it, man. I love helping people win. You know what I mean? I love businesses, and then we do the personal brand side. So it's pretty cool. Like my little mastermind, the Change Life Accelerator Entourage, I love doing. And then when we're doing the business side, that's like real, like building in like stuff. But it's just made me better to scale my business because I'm learning from multimillionaire businesses.
Yeah, you're basically getting getting paid to coach.
Yeah, kind of. You know,
like,
dude, that's kind of what I thought. Like,
you getting paid, but you're also getting like the mentorship.
Dude, that's what nobody realized. So at Turo, I told the Turo I was out here for the client, and he's like, bro, because he's paying the contract in parts, and he's like, bro, you give so much value, it's not paying enough. And I'm like, yeah, but there's certain things that I'm getting that you don't see. Like, I know what I'm doing. Plus, I want to help people win. Yeah. This guy's getting, some companies have gotten burned their whole life. I don't want to go out there because I give so much value, pay me X amount, you know? Like, I want to really help people. Like, pay what's the worth is, and I want to always over-deliver. Like, I was in there just to build out his sales process. I saw the other process. I documented down. We're going to build out as much as we can. And it's going to be a lot of work. But we love it.
But you're going to do it, man. So you gave us a lot of gems. You gave us a lot of juice, bro. Where can they find you? Mm-hmm. Where can they tap in? What do you currently offer on the personal brand side for an entrepreneur to tap in and learn from you? What do you have that they can actually?
Yeah, we'll have to do this is a collab too. I'll have to have you come on because we'll have to do something together and figure out what we can do something like run a webinar together or something like a live event. You know,
a webinar coming up in a couple of weeks, man. So we can definitely do one.
Yeah, we definitely should do that.
Easy work.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. If you go to changinglivesconsultinggroup.com, you'll see our team. A lot of people will be like, Jeff, we want to travel on businesses, fly with you and stuff. How we're building this out, that's the consulting group. We have Caesar, Josh, George. Those are the people we have on it. And I have a couple assistants. You can see it there. You can see what it is to kind of get on like a 30-minute call there. But then if you DM me brand on Jeff the Entrepreneur, you can come to a brand story webinar because basically what I've been doing this whole life document, whether it's that story or the girl breaking my heart, the wedding date girl. Nah, she didn't really break my heart, but even telling she gets mad if I talk about her, or a lady, whatever, woman, whatever I have to call her. And I love her. I want to see her succeed. I actually just sent her a message while I was here because I want to see everybody win. Even if it doesn't work out with me and maybe we're not aligned, I know what her visions are, and I want her to be Mystique in a Marvel movie, right? I really just want people to win around me. And anybody who's given me part of life or taking care and really spoke to me, she very clearly said, "Hey, you're a king, but you're acting like a prince. Go build your kingdom that you are." And it sits with me,
that.
you know, right?
I felt that. Yeah, that hit.
So it was just really, you need people like that. You know, the Lord sends everybody in my mind for him. But yeah, if you DM me brand, we'll help you tell your brand story, a personal brand. We'll help you get a short video. And by the way, you don't need a highly produced video, right? You just need a little video. Actually, anybody who does brand, I'll let you come to a brand marketing summit for free. Anybody who's in here, if you want to come to one, we have one coming up for it. You can come and see exactly what we do. If we have time, we'll do yours as well. But just see everything in the magic. It's magical, literally what we do. And then you can just do live videos or just you doing a video actually will convert more than a highly produced video sometimes.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
And there's times and places for the brands we're working with the business, they're banging, 10,000 to build some of these videos. And those are good. You need them for the corporate brands. But you just starting, having just a very relatable video that connects with somebody is everything. Or just a message too when you're just talking, at an event
man.
With a charger,
Haha, I know that. And that's what got us together. There's chargers. So sometimes you got to have chargers on deck or just say hi.
Dude, by the way, I was at the last year of an event and I'm sitting down, and this is a true story for these young kids. This is why I'm actually going to get mad where you sit. I wasn't sitting top thing. These kids wanted to use the charger, and they were just jerks. I didn't really... And maybe I didn't just align with them. They were just, I used to be like them. They're a little arrogant. They had their buff. They were there for the chicks, kind of that. Maybe not. But they just, the type of guy I'm talking about, right? Mm-hmm. Me and him were a lot of good, hey, we got to stay focused. I just felt like they were just in it for and I know Albert does the Ferraris. So they asked me to do a charger, and I charged them. I charged them $1 to use the charger. They were getting so mad.
That's an entrepreneur for you. Always monetizing opportunities, bro.
Yeah, because I felt like I'd spend the money better than them.
100%, man. Yo, thanks, man. Yeah, awesome. I appreciate you. Listen, man, this has been another episode of On the Pursuit Podcast with my guy, Jeff the Entrepreneur. Make sure you tap into him. Everything he's doing, he's taking it to that next level for businesses and also for you guys that looking to expand your personal brand. So make sure you tap in to my guy right here, Jeff the Entrepreneur. We'll see you guys on another episode. Peace.